Hello everyone, it's Helen here. Right, so welcome to today's launch, our very first Simply Made crafts launch with Craftworld. That's a lot of words with craft in it. So welcome to today's launch. I'm really can't wait to show you all of the new goodies. I've just got this little poster up here because we have a Simply 10 code for 10% off all SMC at checkout on the new Craftworld website. Just going to leave that there whilst I just check that we're all live streaming to both Facebook and YouTube, and then I will pop on and say hello. So if you're on chat, I would love to catch up with you guys. Hi Sandra, I can see Jenny. Hello Jenny, and hello Pippa as well. Oh, we have Jenny from Australia. Sandra says launch looks amazing, thank you. Hello Sabine from Germany. Nice little happy face you sent me there. So right, I think we're okay on YouTube. So how are we on Facebook? Let's have a look. My little nemesis is Facebook, so let's see if we're live here. I think we are. Looks like I am. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, right. Are you ready to say hello to me? I am here. It's not just a voice. Get the right button. Hello everyone. So I've got some lovely goodies here and all the new products to show you right behind me, so I will be jumping straight in. This could be slightly over an hour, so make sure you've got cakes, biscuits, your favorite drink, something like that. And again, if you have to go away or anything like that, there is catch up. It's not going anywhere. On Facebook it will be saved for, I think it's 30 days, but I will re-upload it just so that it's not lost. And then tutorials for everything will be on the Helen Griffin UK channel, and all the links are down below as well. So let's jump over now to my desk and we can have a good look at everything that is new. So let's do that. Okay, so it's been a bit of a while since I've been live, so I'm hoping I'm not rusty. So how is everyone? I've got all the comments in front of me so I can keep an eye on everyone and what you say. If you have any questions throughout this live show, then just pop them on. So I just want to say hello to everyone first. So hello Joe, hello Vicky, glad you could join us. Hello Julia, hello Caroline. Sandra says she can't see me yet. I think you can now though. I'm back onto the hands now, so you briefly saw me and you'll briefly see me again at the end. So hello Barbara and hello Sharon. I'm not sure if I've said, I might be starting to repeat myself now. So we have a brand new launch today. This is called Simply Scrapbooks and it's with Craftworld. So this is our first launch on Craftworld. So super exciting. We are playing with mini albums for this collection, and it's based off the medium album die set. If you haven't got it, this is what it looks like, and if you have got it, which I know a lot of you may have already, then you're good to go with this die set along with everything else. And if you don't have this die set and you like the things that we're doing today, you don't need the die set here to actually make so let's say this book here with these pages. You don't need the die set for that, but it's just really nice to have because you can mix and match the new pages with the actual die set. So these are the die set pages with the pockets and everything, and then we have some sew-in pages. Here we go, and these are pre-cut pages, and then we also have some pre-cut covers as well to make the mini album, because I know I get a lot of questions about how I can cut the grey board, how easy it is, and some people have a little bit of a problem with it as well because you have to kind of get your craft knife out and go through it. This stuff is pretty thick. So where on earth shall we start? There's so much to show you. Hello Lynn from Tasmania. Hello Monica. And hello Lynn, she's finally found me. Yes, I'm hoping you're doing all right. Okay, so let's start off with the covers actually, because these are super exciting. I've been wanting to have these in my collections for quite some time now. You get a choice here of 2 spine widths, I would say. So you've got the 2-inch and the 3/4 of an inch, and then we have a front and a back, so makes it super easy just to grab this and then do that. So today we're going to be doing a wrapped cover. And then another thing that is new are these pre-cut pages. Now these are sized to the medium album, but again you don't need the die set to complete this album, if you want to just do the pages, you get 32 sheets here, and these are pre-cut and pre-folded. There we go. So Lynn says she uses a rotary cutter for the Craftworld and it cuts well. So yeah, so if you can find a really good way of cutting your grey board, it's absolutely perfect for that. So these are really handy. Now for this album here, I have tea dyed mine. I spent about an hour or so just having fun, just with a big tray of tea basically, and dipped my papers in, and you get this lovely crinkled effect when they dry. And I added some extra splodges here just with the Distress Oxide spray. This one is Vintage Photo. I'm sure you can find this somewhere. So that was a lot of fun. That was actually quite therapeutic and relaxing, just tea dyeing. So those are the pre-cut pages. And then we also need a tool to help us sew our pages into our hardback cover. So I've done a bit of sewing here. You get everything you need in this new bookbinding tool. Here it is. These come off just like so. I will have to spend some time putting those back on, and this is the one we use there for those pages. And again, it's got all of these holes in there, so if you like to do different types of stitching, not just the saddle stitch, there's loads and loads of tutorials on YouTube on how you can do loads of different types of stitching. So I may just delve into that myself with these albums. And this kit also comes with an awl. It's spelled A-W-L. It's very difficult for me to say, I don't know why. And then we have some waxed thread and two choices here of a needle. You have a curved needle and a straight needle. So again, if you have any questions, do let me know. So that is the bookbinding kit. There's so much to show you guys, and I just want to show you a quick sample here of the covers. If you're new to this, these are the hardback covers that are used to make these hardback books. And basically we make a wrap from them like this. So I will have a tutorial coming out tomorrow where I show you how to make a wrapped album, a cover. It's this one exactly. There we go. And I show you on one side how to make this with the tools. If you have special tools like from my bookbinding set and case, if you have those, I will show you how to use those on the left hand side. And on the right hand side, I show you how to just use a ruler, scissors, and no tools, just basic tools. And then on the bottom here I show you what happens if you cut too close to the corner there, and I'll be discussing all that throughout the tutorial that we're doing today for the demo, because we're going to be making a wrapped cover. And I've got so many lovely samples to show you here of these books. So here are some of the finished books that we have. This one is from Vicky, Crafty Heaven. I know she's watching. And just going to double check that everything is still streaming okay. I think we're good. Excellent. So here we have this lovely album made from Vicky. She's sewn in something at the back there, and she's used the die set here at the front to make her pages, and she's also added some extra bits and decorated a couple of the pages. And we've got the photo mats in there, those just slide in as well. And we do have a few returning products as well. This is the journal pocket card set and the washi tape strips as well. There you go, I was a bit too high there. So they're a lot of fun. They make it really easy for you to complete your albums. So we just work our way through here. We have some lovely papers. Some papers you might recognize as returning. We have a new pad at the back here, and we have some new patterns popped in there along with the old favorites. And then we have a sewn in journal at the back here, and she's also decorated some pages in the middle. So she's added her place photo here, so you know where to put the photos. I'm hoping we can get this stamp set back in stock. It did sell out pretty fast. And then she's trimmed out some of those cards. They're really good. You get the pocket with the die set, and again she's used the washi tapes here, and she's cut out some of the flowers here from the cards as well. So she's really made a really good versatile use of everything basically. So Julie said she loves Vicky's album, beautiful as always. Yes indeed. So that is one of the albums here, and then I've just done here just a plain album here. We have these papers coming up as well. So we have the things to make the base of the album, and then we have 2 themes to choose from, this being one of the themes and this one here being another one of the themes. And I just absolutely love this crinkled paper. And then I've asked Vicky to also make this little album here using the smaller of the 2 spine pieces from the mat. So it would have been this little skinny one here. As you can see, it goes wider because we do leave a little bit of a gap either side to enable our album to open and close. So it will go a little bit bigger once you have completed your album, and the same goes for the wider one as well. So if I get these 2 together, I'm hoping I can get these to stand up without falling. There we go. This is the 2-inch one, and as you can see, that one goes a little bit bigger as well. And we also have this, I've just noticed this as well, that is coming up as well as a washi tape. So with Vicky's album here, we have all of this coming up as well. I have so much to show you. We have these envelopes too, and she's sewn in her little signature here using the pre-cut pages, so stack them up. And then she's decorated the center one here and added pockets as well. So she's had a load of fun with this and done the place photo here as well. As you can see, she's popped this onto the paper, which is actually 120 GSM on the pre-cut sheets. And it's really made it quite sturdy now that she's layered it up. So again, you can really do what you want with these pages. So Sandra's listening, but she can't watch. Well, hopefully you can watch a little bit later on, and all the links for these will be listed down below. And we do have a new Craftworld website, and I am getting to know all of the links, but I do have everything on my website, which is here. The link for that is down below. It's helengriffin.co.uk, and if we scroll downwards, I've just made this page for you guys. So if we scroll downwards right to the bottom, this is the walkthrough of everything in the collection, and here are all of the products all in the same place. If you just click on that, that will take you straight to Craftworld where you can find it, and that's all there. So let's click back again. There we go, and then back to the desk. Right, main scene. Right, we're back again. Pressing the wrong buttons here. Keep doing that. Right, and then I have a new project that I am working on, and this one is all about me. So I'm going to be filling up this with things that I like, things about me, little things, my favorite things, favorite places, my favorite foods, and things like that. So there's loads of space in here for me to do that. And then we have extra pages with these pockets that come up, and you can have the pockets on the other side. And again, I've used the papers. So I haven't completed this on purpose because we're going to be filling this out together. It's just something that I can delve in and out with and give you ideas on layouts and how to actually complete your albums. So I am just going to move all of these now just behind me, and then we'll have a quick flick through the papers. There's so much here to show you because I really want to get into the demo, but there's still another theme to show you guys. So here are the papers. This is Floral Ledger. We have some returning favorites, but we also have some new ones. So we have 4 sheets here of each pattern and 32 sheets total, and they're 190 GSM. So I'm just going to quickly flick through these, and for a more close look at everything, there is a video on this channel walking through everything. Is basically the previous one to this one. So we have this beautiful lined ledger paper there, and then we have the returning hearts. There we go. And then we also have this crinkled distressed paper just here. So these are absolutely perfect for making your pages and also for covering and using as a wrap. Then we have this beautiful blue newsprint there. It's all like mottled and layered up, decoupaged. Then we have these beautiful flowers. I love these. I'm so glad to have those ones back. And then we have this lovely grid as well. And then we have this beautiful rainbow colour spread as well. So I really like these. So I'm just going to quickly go through the other theme, which is vintage. I've got everything beside me here. So we have some new goodies here and a nice little kit at the bottom. So these are beautiful little envelopes. You get quite a few in here, and you also get some pockets as well. I don't think I'm going to put it back in that packet. I'm just going to stick it in my box. And then we get quite a few of these. So we get 3 of the white and 3 of the craft, and these just come undone like that. You just unwind them, and then you can open up your envelope, and then you can seal that closed. There we go. So you get 6 of those, and then we've got some pockets, which I'll get to in a moment, and then we have some larger envelopes of the same kind. So 3 of those, and then 3 of the white as well. And then we have these lovely pockets here, 3 of the craft, 3 of the white. There we go. And then these little card inserts that fit inside as well. There we go. Pop that in. There we go. And don't forget, it's 10% off all SMC for celebrating this launch on the new Craftworld website. Put in Simply 10 in the checkout, and that will give you the discount. So those are the envelopes, and then we have this lovely notepad here. It's a grey board type. It's very thick. I think it was 3mm thick grey board. Let's have just a double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3mm thick. So it's very sturdy. And then we have all of these dividers as well, and you can use this for whatever you want. And there's pages in between all of these dividers as well. So very versatile. You can do what you want with it. And we have Monica, who has made this gorgeous notebook cover, which I would like to show you. Here is her cover here. And she's used the papers and other bits and bobs that will be coming up in a moment. So she's done a wonderful job with that. So let's move this aside. And this is a beautiful kit. I won't go into too much detail in here, otherwise we'll be here another half an hour, and I want to get crafting. But if you want the full reveal of everything in here, then watch the video of the launch on this channel just before this one. So I go through literally everything here. So we've got these beautiful stickers here as well. This box is absolutely jam-packed. We have little tags too, and we have a pair of tweezers. We have 2 washi tapes. We have lots of little cards and things that you can do some layering with. Absolutely perfect if you love that vintage look. We also have this lovely little notebook as well. I will give you some measurements for this, and that is it's got the cross grid as well. So this measures 3.5 by 5, and if you're following Monica, she has also made lovely things with everything here as well. Monica, what is your YouTube channel? Can you pop it in there in the comments if you're still with us? And then we also have this lovely pad here. It's not sticky at all. You just tear those off. Loads of ephemera. This just keeps going and going and going. Lots of little pads here. These are all the same, so you don't have to choose which one is your favorite. Again, perfect for layering and writing your notes. Then we have these washi tape stickers. Lots of nature themed ones in there, and I absolutely adore that butterfly. And then lots of papers here too. Lots of different shapes and sizes. The shapes I'm referring to are some envelopes that are in here somewhere. There are some envelopes in here somewhere. I think this is the one I have actually used myself. So there are some envelopes that I have sewn inside this book here. That is covered in the tutorial. So we sew in this envelope here as well. That's just on a row on its own. There we go. And then we have some matching washi tape as well that goes with this collection. I'm just keeping it in this box here. I need to get some elastic bands just to get that nice and neat, but these are absolutely stunning. Vicky has popped hers on her spine piece. Let's grab that. There we go. She's popped it onto the spine and put a bit of lace either side. And this is clear washi, so it's more like a PE type of tape, so it is shiny, and this peels off as well. So we have that one. We have one with the clocks and the gears, and we have another one with the clocks. And let's take this washi off here. It's kind of like a masking tape. That's how they come. You can just peel that off. And then we have clocks, pocket watches, and butterflies. Lovely roses too. So Joe's asking what sort of paper. It's very thin paper, so it's perfect for layering inside your journals so that you don't get like a big crocodile mouth, so to speak. I would say it's kind of printer weight paper. Yes, it's definitely printer weight paper. And it's not white on the back, it's sort of like a creamy colour. It's a kind of off-white colour at the back. So it's going to be perfect for layering. Say you're going to be popping them inside this little album here. It is going to add some bulk to it, but not too much. I can imagine if you are filling this book out, it will kind of be like an open crocodile mouth like that, which I don't mind that look. Sometimes that does bother other people, but really just shove it all in there and have some fun. So let's put everything back. Let's go straight now into our demo. So we're going to be starting off with making a wrapped cover, and then I'm going to sew some pages in it so you can see how easy it is. So I'll be showing you how to use this tool as well. So let's clear the decks and then let's get started. So I have got a few bits and bobs already prepared. There we go. I need to clear myself some more space because I need a bit of room for this. We're going to be making a big sort of wrap, and I would like to stick two of these together. So let's choose some papers. Let's have a look. I've got all of my little offcuts here as well. Keep all these together. These are a good size to just keep. So I think we will go for decisions. Should we go for this? Yeah, we'll go for the beige paper here. There we go. We'll go for that one. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to join these two together just with a bit of tape like that. So I'm hoping that's still okay. Yeah, sometimes bringing out pieces of paper will change the brightness of things, but I think we're still good. So let's just pop on some red tape here, or if you have some double-sided tape you can use that too. Oh, so Joe's saying she was asking about the paper with the chipboard and notebook. Let's have a feel of that. Where'd I put it? I put it down. Where'd it go? I probably put it down and covered it up. Yeah, I do that a lot. Here we go. Okay, so this paper is quite thick. It is kind of like sketchbook note paper. Again, it's very sturdy. You can probably hear from that. It's quite sturdy. I don't know the GSM for this, but if you want to do mixed media, you could probably get away with it quite well. Pop something underneath it, you know, just to protect the bottom pages as you would, and you're good to go. I'm hoping that answers some of your question, Joe. So Karen's saying lovely things. Definitely, this stuff is going to keep me busy for quite some time. So I'm just popping this right across the edge here. And then I just need my Tim Holtz scissors to trim that. These are easier to clean the gunk off. There we go. And then I'm going to use my bone folder just to press everything down. And there is a full tutorial coming out tomorrow of exactly what I'm doing here. So it's all in one condensed thing. So there's none of this trying to skip through the live, trying to get the full tutorial in one go. It's all there condensed in one go. So should I move this? I think I might just get rid of this. This is annoying me. I'll bring it out again later if I need it. And I also need to add myself some washi tape just to the bottom here, because you won't be able to see it, but this will tell me if I'm out of shot. I should probably put one at the top as well, and then I will know if I'm hiding things from you. There we go, there's a top tip. If you do the filming yourself, just pop a bit of washi tape top and bottom, and then you know you're going to be in frame. Right, so we're going to add these two together now. So take off the backing. The thing is though, with making these covers, you do need a very long piece of paper. So if you have something A3, if you don't want to go down this route, you can use something A3, but generally just stick your pieces of paper together. You can do the same with cardstock as well. If you've been watching me for quite some time, you know that I've done this as well. Just, you know, pop two bits of card together. Just quickly show you. You can just stick those together, or you can go that way as well. So you can always make your card that little bit bigger. So I'm going to turn that over now, and it's going to be very, very white, but hopefully you can see my seam in the middle. And I've got my goodies here. So I've got my chipboard covers, and I have prepped them already. So I'm just going to get everything out of there. So we're going to be making the skinny spine and the two either side, and I've got my papers and bits and bobs as well. We're going to be doing a sewn in page and a mini album, medium album page. So I'm just going to pop those there, and I'm going to use this in a second as well, so pop that aside. We're going to start off by popping this in the center, and I have here just a bit of double-sided tape. There wasn't big enough gap for me to double layer that, so I'm going to take that layer off and then add my final layer on the top there. This is just standard double-sided sticky tape. You can get this in loads of places. And then just to cut this, because it's kind of paper based, you can use just your block, and then you can just tear it like that. There we go. And I will actually use my bone folder just to press that in. There we go. Help me lift that up. The grey board, or in the US you'd call it chipboard, is quite fibrous, so it does tend to kind of want to release itself when you take this off as well. So you've got to get a really good stick. So pushing it right in with your bone folder is really good. So I'm just going to leave myself a little bit of a gap here, and then stick that down. There we go. Now if you have the tools, you can use your tools. I'm hoping we can get this back as well. This is the bookbinding set and case, so I would use this T-tool next to help me get the spacing for this, but I'm going to show you how you can do that with a ruler today. But first we need to continue adding our adhesive to our mats. So here it is. I use this massive roll here. Is it 2 inches wide? Yes, it's 2 inches wide. I get this from Amazon, and I just use this on for full coverage. I'll be here forever if I was using something like that. But if you have the double-sided A4 sheets, you can get the double-sided sticky sheets. You can do that too. That would be even better. And again, use your little block just to rip that. And again, there is a full tutorial for this coming out tomorrow, followed by another tutorial. Oh dear, oh, I've got another one, but it's downstairs, I think. Oh, I'm not sure if I brought it up. Not sure. If I have, I've whittled it away somewhere. We'll just finish off this little area here. So the tutorial coming after this one will be, so tutorial number 2. First one is the wrapped cover. The second one is how to sew everything in. And then the tutorials after that will be the fun, creative tutorials for popping in, decorating, popping in your photographs and other ephemera and things like that. So I should be able to cover a lot of those in my next lives as well. I don't know what days those lives will be. Things are still settling down, so we will see what day I can have free for that. So I'm going to add, I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler here, I'll turn it upside down, and this goes up in 1/8 of an inch increments, but I'm going to be using the quarter spaces, and basically I'm going to be doing that. It's so much easier if you have a tool that will do that. Okay, so let's get all of these off. There we go. I'm just going to have to chuck these behind me and have a big clear out. When we're done, you should see the mess that I make. It's those red ones, the red tape that I've got to put straight in the bin because the cat plays with those. So yeah, but these are great though. You can recycle these backings because it's paper. You can just put it in the recycling. Okay, so get your ruler as straight as possible, and then put this top corner up to the 1/4 inch, and just carefully lay it down without properly committing. I'm still lifting it up here, so I get a gauge there of what that looks like, and then press that down, and then keep your spike clean. Peel the rest off. That's torn. Let's get this off properly. There we go. I definitely recommend doing the tea dyed papers. It's so therapeutic. You literally just make a big glass jug of tea. I would suggest English breakfast is a good strong tea. You'll get a good strong colour. Don't use Earl Grey because that's very pale weak tea, and you'll be wondering where the colour is for that. There we go. Oh, that did go up a bit wonky, but we'll be alright. And then basically just get a baking tray or a big Pyrex dish or something like that, a big glass casserole dish, fill it with tea, open up your papers like so, and then dip them in, soak them up, and then lay them out flat to dry or on a very low oven, I'd say under 100 degrees Celsius, and then probably for about 5 minutes, and then that will dry off. You get nice crinkly paper if you dry it off in the oven. So I'm taking just my ruler here, and I'm just going to just draw a line all the way around. There is a tool in the kit if you have it. It's a smaller ruler, but it does the same job. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to cut that out nice and quickly, and then I'll have all of these offcuts around here, which I'm fine with because then I can use these for something else. So I'm using my long bladed scissors here just to cut all the way up there, and then we'll go across. I'm going to be off camera for some of this. It doesn't have to be too neat and precise actually, because all of this is going to be covered. You just need to make sure you have enough paper to wrap around. So this amount there, if you cut it off here, that's not enough. That's too skinny. And then we'll go down here, trying to keep everything in the frame. There we go. Again, these are really good offcuts. So Monica is, she's just joined us. Monica, could you share your YouTube channel please with us? And also Vicky, could you share yours as well so that we can see all your lovely makes? And hello Debbie. So I'm just going to now trim my corners. What you don't want to do is go right up to this corner, or otherwise you'll have not a great experience trying to wrap this. Basically it will be exposed and it's not fun trying to hide little mistakes. So we're just going to take the scissors and go across, and as you can see I haven't gone straight up to the corner. Do the same on all of them. It's a lot easier to use the tool because then it's all the same. There we go. And then I'm just going to add tape now, just all around the inside here. There's many different ways that you can do this. You can add tape across here and across the top, but I'm going to use a combination of the tape and some wet glue. So before we add the tape, I'm just going to fold this up just to get the paper used to kind of asking it to do what we want it to do, basically. Lift this up. There we go. And if you are just joining us, we have 10% off Simply Made Crafts. That's everything on the Craftworld website. Put in Simply 10 at checkout. Right, so let's add our tape now. I'm just going to go all the way around the outside edge. I'm not going to use my scissors. I'm going to carry on with this trick of using my stamping block. There we go. To go all the way around. So Vicky's at Crafty Heaven on YouTube and also on Facebook. And she's done a marvellous job with her samples that she sent me. So keep going all the way around. There we go. I am looking forward to making some more Christmas albums. I think making Christmas albums are my favourite. So I'm looking forward to Christmas in July, which is literally just a couple of months away. That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? We've already gone past the halfway point for Halloween. So yeah, back to Christmas really soon. Right, so we're going to go to our wet glue now. I'm just finishing off what I have for the bookbinding glue, but the Cosmic Shimmer is still available and you can get that from Amazon. So I actually looked today on my Amazon account and it said I've bought Cosmic Shimmer, this here. It tells you how many times you purchased it. I've purchased it 27 times in the past, 5 years. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts, that is. Right, so I'm going to add my glue now. It's perfectly fine to use your double-sided tape and your glue at the same time. I'm just going to start with the top one first, and I'm going to go all the way around with my glue along the inside edge here and then the middle bit. So basically this tape is to grab my paper and keep it there nice and snug whilst the glue dries, and the glue will keep it there long term. So start in the middle and start working your way around. There we go. And you'll notice there's some excess paper and folds on either side. That is what you want, that is what you're looking for. So go with your bone folder, or if you have your trusty block, you can just press everything in. There we go. Right, now work on the opposite side. Do exactly the same. And again, if you have any questions, pop along and ask those. And if you're watching on the replay, just pop them in the normal comments and I will pick those up. I do like to get the questions and also your ideas as well on things, because it really does help me concentrate on what comes up next. So again, do the middle bit. Oh, this one folded funny. Try again. Using the glue is quite forgiving actually, so we're good. You can lift that up. I think it's because this cover went slightly wonky, just like my voice is right now. Yeah, this cover kind of went a bit funny when I used the ruler, so I'm just going to do my best to squish everything down, wipe off any glue that I get on there. It has curled up and crinkled up slightly, but that's all going to be covered with paper. Right, let's do our side flaps now. You're going to be needing a bone folder for this, or something kind of like this shaped, slightly pointy. We're going to fold in those excess folds just inwards, just so that they're out of the way for when we fold this over, and that is what is going to give you a really nice neat corner. Just fold them in and flatten them, and then go in with your glue again. I am having to put my lid on and off for this because I don't want it to dry up. Add the glue and then we fold that over. There we go. And then do the same on the other side. Get your bone folder in, give that a nice squish. Squish is a lovely word. I like the word squish. Go back to our glue. There we go. And then we'll fold that over. And this is our wrapped cover almost done. Now if you have the reinforcing sheets, I think the reinforcing sheets have sold out, but I do recommend using the reinforcing sheets behind this at the back, basically, before you add all your layers on. I haven't featured that today because it has sold out. That will really give your spine a huge amount of strength. Okay, so here is our back and here is our front. So let's do the next bit. So I'm going to give you some measurements now. This is just an offcut. It needs to kind of be about this width, but I'll give you the measurement. It's 3 3/4, but the height is 6 3/8. That is the height of the binding piece that I'm going to be using, and the pages that I will be adding from the medium album. This just helps as a guide just to get that down. Now, where did I put my spare tape? I'm sure I brought it upstairs because I would like to use it. Yeah, I've squirreled it away somewhere. Maybe it's under my desk. Maybe it's not. No, I'm just gonna have to go search for it later. Yeah, it's definitely not up here. Alright, so we're gonna go straight back to our double-sided tape. It would have been cool if I found it. So I'm just gonna add my tape all along here. Actually, it might be better if I add the tape to the actual book. So we have some weak areas here. When we open and close our album, the pages, or the liner paper that we use, is basically going to want to lift up. So adding this will really help with that lifting, and you'll see what I mean when I finish this cover and open and close it for the first time. It's going to want to lift, and that's where you want to get in with your bone folder and start pressing that down. So I'm just going to take this one off because I need to add another layer of tape just next to it. So I want to get this backing off first, and then I can add another layer so it's on the other side there that hasn't got any adhesive on there. And let's run that up. There we go. And then press that down. Right, let's take the rest of these off. And then I'm just going to add glue, I think, to everything else. Glue is over here. Right, so what has everyone had for their lunch if you're watching from the UK? In fact, let me know wherever you are, time zone likewise, what time it is where you are, whether it's midnight, whether it's morning, whether it's evening. I would love to know. So we're going to pop this right in the middle. I'm going to keep an even gap top and bottom. There we go. And then I have some, oops, something fell there. Then I have some lining papers here. I'll give you the measurements for those two. They are 5/5/8 by 6 3/8. I keep forgetting to put my ruler back, that's why I have two. And then these are going to fit on just here. So these basically fit the front and the back, and you can use the same size papers for matting the front as well if you want to mat the front. So let's glue those on. So Debbie's saying she's in Woking. She's full here. She had a salad for lunch. I had a salad as well. I had tuna and beetroot salad. And Joe's saying she had food, salt and vinegar, rice cakes with a garlicky dip. That sounds nice. And 2 chocolate digestives, maybe 3. Yeah, I think mine might maybe 5. I've got a club bar, like a mint club bar to eat after I've gone live here with a cup of tea. That's what I'm going to be having. And Jenny says it's 10:47 in Australia. Do you get much of a winter where you are? So it's the southern hemisphere, so they're coming into their winter now. And Pippa's loving the demo, thank you, and the new release. And she's not commenting because she's crafting. That's the best way to do it. And Pippa says she's also in Hampshire, had a cold fish cake left from dinner last night. I love leftovers, especially when it's something like chicken wings or something like that. I can just pop them in the microwave and have a snack. You might have guessed I do like my snacks. Right, so that is all lined up now. There we go, and this should have had enough time to dry, so let's ideally leave it a little bit longer, but because we're on the live we can give it a go. And Joe's saying such pretty paper. Yes, so this is a returning pattern and it's mixed in with some brand new patterns. So I'm going to use my ruler to help me here. I'm going to lift this up slightly just so that I can see where the fold is, and then I'm going to take my ruler and just very carefully, because I don't want to work, go through the paper, very carefully lift that up. That's going to push the paper right inside that gap that we left. So I'm going to turn that over and do the same on the other side, and this is where you can see it trying to lift here. This is why we have all of that extra adhesive around the spine area. So Jenny's saying they normally do have a bit of a winter, but they're going through a drought at the moment. So frosty mornings and lovely days. Not really, yeah, you need a bit of rain, maybe some, I don't know if you get snow, but yeah, some wet weather hopefully. Right, so you can see that it's trying to lift here and just here, and it will also try to lift here at these edges too. So we're going to go back in with our bone folder and give that a really good press. There we go. I was trying to film my tutorials last week, but that did not happen. One of our neighbours was being very noisy doing stuff in the garden. I think it was some building project. So filming was not going ahead last week. So I've had to do all of my filming Monday and Tuesday. But it's all done now, so we're all good. So Pippa's saying she's missed my lives. Am I going to do a regular live slot again? I'm hoping I can. April was a little bit of a funny month for us. Obviously Craft Stash did close, or closing down, so it was very difficult to kind of work out what videos to do, what things to feature and all that, because things were just flying off the shelves. And we also had 5 visits to A&E, for one for myself because I fell over and hurt my hand, and the other 4 were for my husband. So we've had a nightmare April so far, but May is looking good. It's looking good. We're all good now. So April I just had to take a complete step back, and then May was all about preparing for this launch. But I'm hoping I can get back to my regular lives, so we'll have to see. So here is our little album cover. That is how you do the wrapped cover. You'll probably be able to get through this much faster than me because I was waffling on the whole time. So let's now move over to getting our pages in. So this is the little binding tool here, and I have prepped it, and there is a download that I will have available that will come out when the video for how to use this comes out. But there is a photograph on the Craftworld website on the product page for this. So I have made some personal markings on here. I've done a whole line through the center of all of these holes. I've used my Sharpie pen just to give me the correct holes I need to use for this particular sized album, and I've added some pencil line guides here as well to line everything up so I know where things go. So I've got 2 lines here, a P and a C. There is a photo on the Craftworld website for this product on the product page where you can easily see where the lines go. I've just used a pencil and you can just copy that, and then the download will be available when the video comes out for this, which should be the second video. So let's do the pages first. I'm going to pick out 5 pages from the pre-cut ones. I'm absolutely loving these, so let's choose 5. You can go more, but you'll have to kind of put a bit more pressure when you make your holes. So there's 5 there. Yes, 5 there. Let's open that up. Yeah, my hand is more or less better. It's a bit of a funny story actually. I was running for the bus and I fell over, and I gave someone's driveway the slap of its life with this hand basically, and I missed the bus obviously, so I hobbled back home, got both my knees, both my hands, but it was this one basically, absolutely slammed the ground. But all the swelling was up here, all these knuckles here are all swollen up, it was bruised, and this area here is still kind of painful every now and then. I couldn't close my hand basically, but I did get that x-rayed and it came out fine. So it was just like muscle tissue damage or something like that. So yes, that was my April. So I couldn't craft for a couple of weeks. Right, so I've got all of these popped together. I am just going to take my pencil and just make a little notch mark here. This is going to help it line up with everything. So I have my top line here that says P. Let's just get this slightly screwed in first, and again you can see now that I've got the white paper behind it, you can see the black Sharpie pen lines. So I'm not going to tighten this up until I have got everything in alignment. There we go. Yeah, and hubby's fine now as well. So I have here my line for P, and everything needs to be in the right alignment here for when we add this to the holes that we're going to make in the album. That's why I've made these little lines. Otherwise, if you want to just stab your holes in willy-nilly, you can do, but it might be a bit wonky. And then once you're happy with that alignment, you can press everything down. So this kit does come with a spiky tool. It comes with the wax thread and a choice here of 2 needles. I think I might make myself a little box to put these in, save me having to take them in and out of packets and things. So I think I'll do that. I'll get myself a nice little box to keep these in. So we're all ready now. This comes with a little cover as well, and then we've got our holes here. You'll see that I've done all the calculations for you, so this line is in the right place for us to have a hole here and a hole there, and we're doing saddle stitch. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaced holes, basically evenly spaced. There's 4 holes in between each one, and because I've marked them out with my Sharpie pen, I know where to stab, basically. There we go. Go through there and go through there. Those are my pages done. We now need to make a coordinating thing now on the cover. You can see the holes have gone through there. I'm hoping you'll be able to see there. You'll be able to see those just about, and they're going to be sewn on the inside there. So we need to now make our holes. I'm going to make a little bit of a guide. I want to have my signature at the front and then 2 medium album pages at the back, so it's going to be a hybrid version of like a junk journal, and that's going to go here, that's going to sit there. So I kind of want it in that sort of an area there. I'm happy with that spacing. You could put 2 of these in there. This album will fit 2 of those. That makes you 4 pages, or you can get 2 rows of these as well, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Just experiment and have fun. So I'm going to pop this in now, and I'm going to line this up with the bottom pencil mark that I've made. I'm going to move right along here. So yeah, do take your time with this, and do try and make sure that it's not wonky as well. Just going to lift this up so I can see. There we go. That is in the straight line here. Right, am I happy with that? Yeah, it looks straight to me. Now this one does take a little bit more of a push, so put your thumb on the top here, a bit like a pen. And then work your way through those holes. And some adhesive from the tape that we use might come off onto your little spike, so you can just carefully remove that. There we go, and there we go. Right, let's take this out. Did I miss any holes? I think in my tutorial that I filmed I missed a hole out and I had to reload it all, but yep, we're good now. We've got our holes there. There they are coming out of the other side. So now we're ready for some sewing. So saddle stitch is super easy. I made my first book at school, actually, when I was about 6, and we did saddle stitch, so I've always remembered it. So we have here some waxed thread. Waxed is quite important to help it just slide through everything. And then we're just going to thread our needle. This is like a wool needle, but it's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, because wool needles are quite chunky. There we go. So we're going to start off with our pages first, and we're going to go through the center hole, and then we're going to go through the center hole here. And again, there is a standalone tutorial for this that will be out Friday. So pull that through. I'm going to give myself around about that much. I might need more, I might need less, we will see. And then we are going to go through the top one, sorry, the middle top. I'm going to try and keep this album in the right orientation so it doesn't go upside down and all that stuff, so you get confused. And then through the next coordinating hole for the notebook inside, pull that through. There we go. So that is what it's looking like on that side. And then we can go through this top hole. It's quite intuitive. And then through the next hole here behind. It's almost very similar to when you're threading a traveller's notebook cover with the elastic. Pull that through. pull that tight as well. Right, so we're going to go through this hole now. We've already been through this hole once. We're going to go through it again, and then you can lift this up. I'm hoping you can see. I'm working on this hole here, and we're just going to go through. I'm going to try not to go through the center of any thread. There we go. There's a little combination here of trying to keep your thread tight as you go through, but also giving you enough room to kind of do all your threading. So now we're going to go through the middle hole here, and then through the next hole. So this has already got thread going through that one. There we go. I'm coming out the center now. Pull that through, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the bottom half as what we've done on the top. So we're going to go through this hole and through here. There we go. And then we're going to go down through the bottom one. Pull that through. Okay, you can see how this is now coming together. If you need to loosen up anything, you can lower this thread a little bit lower, just to give you a bit more space for threading through the holes. Go through the last hole on this side, so we've got one more left. Close that gap up, and then we're going to go through this one. There we go. Pull that through, and then we have this little gap here, so I can take this needle off now, and then I can just make sure that I've got everything tight, top and bottom, and just check the other side as well. You're happy with how that is looking, and then grab your scissors, and then we can tie this in a double knot. So that is how you quite easily sew your pages into your journal. And again, the technique that I've used can be used with any sort of journal that you want to make, not just the sizing that I'm using here today. And then I'm just going to trim that off. There we go. And there we have our pages sewn into our album. There we go. So if you want, you can carry on. There's probably enough room here for another 2. So start in the middle and work your way outwards. Or you can go in with your ruler, and you can manually kind of mark your spacing along the top. It's going to be unique to whatever you'll be doing with your album at the time. So each album you make is going to be, you know, a little bit different. Right, so let's now add our little pages. So I do need to quickly tidy up these little needles and bits and bobs here. I don't want to lose anything. I want to put the cover back on this awl. I'm going to set all this aside. Okay, so now we are ready for our spine piece, which I've popped over to the side. We can now pop this on there. So I've now moved on to the medium album. I'm going to grab the die set here. There we go. This is the size that has chosen the size for everything else that we're playing with today. So this is the medium album, and I have die cut myself 1 of these, and then 4 of these, and then you assemble those together because we have 2 pages. So 1 page takes 2 cuts of that, so 4 in total. And I have chosen this paper here for my pages at the back. So let's get that glued in. I think this might be my last bottle. I will have to look under my desk. I might have 1 more of these. But this, I'll be moving, I think I'll be moving back to Cosmic Shimmer. And then we're going to pop this as straight as we can. And it's easy to line this up. because of our lining paper that we used is the same height as this, and that's straight. So we're going to pop that in there, and then I have here, I will just pop the lid back on. I don't want my last little bit to dry out, and then I'll have to get my pokey tool and stuff, the stuff of nightmares. And then I have my 2 pages ready to slide on. So whilst that glue is drying, I'm just going to go over to the special offer. Here it is. Because we are celebrating the first Simply Made Crafts launch at Craftworld, you can get 10% off with code Simply10. And that is at checkout as well, and that's on all SMC, Simply Made Crafts, that's all there. And is there anything else I need to mention? I don't think there is. So Monica, if you are here, just showing your lovely journal that you have made. I'm not sure if you've put in the comments your YouTube channel as well, or your social handles. We would love to have those in there as well. That's an absolutely stunning little book you've made there using the notepad. This one here with the dividers in as well, and she's had a really good play with the whole entire collection. I'm not too sure how long the offer is for. I will get a date for you, and I'll update all of the posters that I've put on social media. I'm thinking a good few days at least. If Sam had one for her launch, it would be a similar sort of time. I'm not too sure if she had one or not. Okay, I think this may have dried now, so now we can start playing. It's really important for this spine piece here to be more or less dry and ready to go, otherwise it's going to move about. So I'm going to add glue just to either side of this spine piece. Now, one great thing about these covers is that you can make a whole entire album using just the die set. If you don't want to do your stitch pages, you now just have the covers easily cut already for you. Super easy. And again, I'm going to have so much fun with making these little hybrid. By hybrid I mean a mixture of these pages and the sewn in pages as well. There we go, there is our first one. Press that down, and then we're just going to work on our second one. We'll add our second one here, and again this is going to be a pocket page. That's why you cut 2 to create the pocket, and then you can pop inserts in there, photo mats and ephemera, leaflets and things. If you like to collect things on your travels, these pockets are perfect for that. And then lay that down, line it up with the first page, and then press down, and you can press down the other side as well. Perfect. Let's tidy up. Okay, so here we go. Here is our little album that we've just made with the pages and the pocket pages at the back. You can add more pockets on these. You do get a pocket in there as well. You can add loads, and if you have any of my other albums, you know, you can mix and match and everything like that. Okay, let's get set up now again. Okay, so let's go back to some of these other albums as well. So I wanted to finish this one off using the journal kit. I'm going to keep this one as something that I can work on. So I move that aside, and I actually am thinking about what I could do with this one. Not sure yet. I might do something completely different and creative with it and not use the pages at all. I really want to experiment and see what I can come up with. Right, let's grab the vintage stuff. Here we go. And I kind of want to just add a few more things using the ephemera. There's loads of different things here we can use. We've got washi tape as well, so I might just add a little bit of this. I've got glue still on my thumb. Where's the end? No, that's not the end. There it is. And I'm just going to tear off little bits and just add them on there. There we go. I'm just being quite quick here, so take your time. And if you love this sort of style, then Monica has some lovely examples on her Facebook page as well on how to use these bits. So we have here some lovely bits of ephemera. I really want to use this butterfly. I'll probably use these 2 butterflies. I'm just going to add these. I can still add some more bits and bobs as well, so I think this ties in lovely. So you can trim more of the white stuff off if you don't like the white stuff, but these are like little vellum, like washi tape style stickers, and I'm just going to stick that on here. There we go. You can back these onto some card and trim those out as well. So where should I put this one? I quite like that there. I'm not sure. I might just put this on the back actually. There's room here. Oh, there's room on the side as well. So that is a good one. I really like how this one ties in with everything. And if you're wondering about the letters, I've just gone into my stash and found some of my favorite alphabet stickers and just use those. I'm trying to use things up now from my stash and use the things that I have bought and loved. So this is a lovely little typewriter there. I don't think that's going to fit, so let's see what else we have. This is another lovely butterfly. So I'm being mindful here of how things are going to stick out, because it's a very thin piece of vellum, so I'm going to probably just tuck that in there actually. And if you're wondering how I made the shaker element, I've used this so many times, this little trick so many times on other albums that I have. I've basically used the window frames from my glass house terrarium. Do I have the die set handy? Yes, I do. Here we are. This is the Terrific Terrarium die set. You can make a big like greenhouse with these panels. These all glue together to make a lovely window box. But you can also use the ones individually as shaker elements, which is what I like to do. So I've got a few of those made up. I just love to pop those on the front of albums and pop in some sequins, and you have an instant shaker card element there, so you can use that on your cards and your albums and stuff. So it's really, really handy. So I think I do want to add some foliage. I don't have any in here, so as I decorate my album and add things, I will be using some like foliage dies and stuff like that. So I will build this cover as I'm completing the album, and then I really know that everything that I have on the cover complements the stuff that I'm also putting inside as well. So I'm not going to put this back in the little packet, but I will just pop everything there. So then everything is now ready to be used. And again, we've got the little tweezers there as well. I love this little kit. It's so versatile. You can do so much with this. And you even get these little envelopes inside that you can sew. Now you know how to sew them in. I've just done the 3 holes in the center, measured it up perfectly, and then just added these in as well. I think there is 2. There might be just 1. There's 1 envelope and there's the other one. Absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm having loads of fun with these albums, by the way. So much fun. Okay, I'm hoping to go live sometime next week. I don't know what day or whether I will. I want to make sure I don't conflict with anyone else going live next week, so I will have to check everyone's schedules out and make sure that I don't overlap. Thursdays for the next week or so are no good for me, as I spend Thursdays now with my mother-in-law, helping her out. So we will have to see what day I can get free to go live. I do like to go live during the day and not the evenings. So I will put something up next week. So there's plenty of stuff in the meantime to keep you guys busy. Lots of inspiration on the way. The next tutorial, which will be the full wrapped cover, that will be out tomorrow, and the next one will be out Friday, and then the rest is just playing and filling things out. So there is one more thing before I go that I would like to show you. This is this album here, All About Me. We're going to be filling this one out together, and I want to encourage you to make your own book all about you. So label it All About Me. It doesn't have to be an album like this. It could be a notebook, it can be a traveler's notebook, it can be a spiral bound thing. This would be perfect as well. I'm just trying to grab it behind me. This would be perfect as well. Just record your memories and everything, all the little things that make you you, your quirky things. I have a thumb that does that. Sorry if you're squeamish. That quirky thing might make it into my book. It's just that we've spent the last 3 months clearing out my mother-in-law's mother, so our nan, basically our nanny Trisha. We lost her in end of November last year, and we've spent the last few months clearing out her house. Obviously we knew her personally, we knew her ins and outs, her quirks and things that made her happy, and things that, you know, wouldn't make her happy, and things like that, but none of that gets documented. So having the things in here about yourself is really nice to hand down. It's all about you, and I find that nowadays things like that, you know, they don't get passed on, they get forgotten. So it's good to have that down. So another thing I might pop in here is a cherry bakewell. When I was younger, I ate a cherry bakewell in a very weird way. I would crumble off the crust and eat it in bits. I might do a step-by-step. I don't eat them like that anymore, but I might do a step-by-step photo of how I would eat it. You know, that makes me from when I was little. So little ideas. So if you think that would like to join in with me, then we can do this together. This could be an ongoing series, and I'll probably even do a few PDFs as well with like prompts. If you're no good at thinking of things to do in your album, then we can do prompts as well, subjects and other things that you can go, aha, I can write about that. It doesn't even have to have photos, you can write in it and stick and glue other pretty things in there as well. So that is what is coming up, and I'll also be filling this one out as well as we go, because I just love documenting things about nature. I absolutely love what's the book, Edith Holden book, I've got it here, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. I absolutely love that, and I'm also reading an almanac as well, seasonal guide. So again, I'm not going to be short on ideas on what I can fill in on my own version. So that's my inspiration for this year. Like I said a few months ago, this year is going to be a lot of mini albums and journaling and how you can fill them out and stuff like that. So I would really love it if you guys could join in with me. So I'm just going to pop myself back on, and then I will say goodbye. Let's get these settings right. There we are, I'm back. So thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been an absolutely fantastic day so far. Nice good launch, and I'm really glad that you love everything. Don't forget the offer here, Simply 10 at checkout on the new Craftworld website. I've put as many links down below as possible, just as we get get the hang of everything. Basically, I wouldn't mind just to have one link that will take you to the whole collection. I haven't worked that out yet. I don't know if that's possible, but let's hope it is. Otherwise there'll be lots of links coming your way. So everything is linked down below, whether you're on Facebook, it's on the pinned comment, or if you're on YouTube, that is in the description. And I will see you all again very soon. I'll see you later. Bye.